Iconic Riding Dirty. This is the commercial vehicle, and we're not allowed to be on here. But this is what we got going on. Somebody's calling me. It is a junk call. But this is what we got going on. We got a check engine light. I pulled the codes. I got this. It's Friday today. I got this on Wednesday. I took this truck out after it's sitting for a while. So it's been hooked up to a plow couple weekends ago, the weekend of like March 8th, March 9th. I took it out to, oh, hold on, my wife is calling me. Okay, video continued. Got that pesky little thing here. I'm on my way now to the dealer. I had called them, so basically what happened, what had transpired here, here's beautiful Lake Mayapack, is the truck had been sitting for a while, and I took the plow off, got it all washed up, looking good. Just life, man, life, not a lot of work, kind of in between seasons, dry March in terms of, not necessarily like, you know, it had rained and stuff, but it was a warmer March, so no snow events in March, too early for cleanups, although now we're gonna be focusing on the cleanups and stuff soon. But anyway, long story short, the truck wasn't getting used much. Wanted to use the truck, pick up a bunch of stakes, get it running a lot, a bit. I had it out for about an hour, hour and a half, whatever. I had it, not even an hour and a half, whatever. I had it out running for at least an hour. Fast forward to, go to run out again to pick up like takeout, and truck starts with a check engine light. And I was like, whoa, that was not there before. So I ended up just taking a different car, because I was like, all right, let me at least you know, read the code, you know, see what's going on with this thing. You know, I don't want to take it and there not be something right with, you know, whatever. I put a code reader on it, and it's reading, it's like $07, I think it was 07, E7 and E8, like two. It said it was one code, but it was really showing as two codes. Both those codes were, and normally with reading codes, it's like a P0 whatever number, and it wasn't those. But I did Google it, and it turns out those are, I guess, different types of codes. I don't know, whatever. And all fuel system related. So it was like fuel pressure, not right. And I was like, fuck, if this is the CP4 pump, I'm just, you know, I wasn't going to be a happy camper. Do some digging, you know. I was like, I guess, you know, it could be a faulty gas cap. It could be just some kind of sensor. It could, you know, be whatever. But call the dealer, and I was kind of like, hey, is this what happened? You know, should I drive it to you guys? Because if it's CP4, I didn't want it to further grenade itself into the fuel system, wreck the engine, and, you know, it goes from being, you know, I mean, everything is expensive on a diesel, but it goes from being a somewhat expensive repair to an extraordinarily expensive, you know, engine, you know, and out kind of deal. They said no, that, you know, bring it should be fine, put fresh fuel in it, because I also said it also needs fuel. I don't know if they wanted to drop or drain the fuel tank. You know, if so, I don't want to put a ton of fuel in it. You know, just let me know. You know, I don't want to drive it on empty, obviously, but I don't want to, you know, you'd have to drain, you know, 30 plus gallon, you know, whatever. Anyway, long story short, finally get this thing running. Well, it's been running the whole time, but finally get this thing on the road. It throws a message in the Ford app that shows that it's a DEF issue. It's a DEF injector out of range or something like that. Like, so it's coming up on the Ford dealer now. So it looks like it's a DEF issue. which is good and bad. I mean, it's good that it's not a CP4 and all that nonsense. Bad because I believe that's a 80,000 mile thing on emissions, and I'm at 90 something. So, but it is definitely reduced power, and you know, kind of sucks. But look at this thing. We'll go from there. Anyway, let me get into this Ford dealer here, and they're going to read the codes. The plan is for them to read the code, and I can't get an appointment right away, but that would at least they can at least get the ball rolling to get this thing in. You know, so if they need parts or what have you, they can get stuff ordered. You know, tell me if it's, you know, if it's safe to drive on, or do I need, you know, just basically figure out what's going on. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this here, and let's get this thing addressed, and I'll let you know what they say. Okay, so update. Light is obviously off. So brought it to Ford. They took all the information of the all the codes that were all actually related to what obviously that message and Ford's past system said, which was DEF injector issues. Looks like they were like it needs a DEF injector replacement. But let me just get on it for a second. Half throttle. Yeah, so that was not even half throttle, maybe quarter throttle. We got a lot of traffic here, so I don't want to be flying onto this like an asshole. But basically, let's get over in here. But basically, it looks like a DEF issue. He was curious though. He wants to do a little experiment. My appointment, it's a Friday. My appointment is not this Monday, but the Monday after, so about 10 days out, 9 days out, whatever. He wants to do a little experiment. He cleared the codes. He wants to see he wants to know, number one, if the truck runs back to normal with the code and the light cleared, or basically, is it mechanical? Like, is it actual mechanical issue? Or is it just like a tune software issue, which it looks to be now, because he did clear it, and my man, what are we doing? He did clear it, and we are running completely normal. So is that going to be the case? Does it come back? You know, we were chatting, you know, all of these guys say, if, you know, it's so funny, unless, other than like the diesel mechanic, and they typically own older diesels, you know, if they were to buy one, they would delete it, but you can't ever really resell it. It's hard to get it inspected in New York. It's an inspection state. You got to find somebody willing to like illegally inspect them and stuff. But you know, it is what it is. This is extremely tight road for something this width, but we're gonna make it happen. So anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see, does this light come back? Does it go into a D-rate mode? You know, what's happening? What's gonna happen? And so on. But anyway, let me put this down, get back to driving. Everybody have a great weekend. I'm gonna lower this so we don't have a copyright issue. Although it was AM radio, so sports talk shouldn't be too much of a copyright. But anyway, let me stop rambling, and You know, this is a reason why, you know, I don't know if it's directly related, but I was just thinking, you really got to run these trucks, whether it's using them, towing with them. You know, in the winter, this thing's really used a lot as a plow truck. It's run hard, but it's not run enough all the time. It's actually month of January, February, especially February, was run a lot. But second half of February into March, it did like sit for, you know, when I say sit for a month, I'm talking like 1 or 2 trips, and the trips were short, which aren't good for these trucks. So it really hasn't been run much at all. I can tell you a couple of weeks ago, the weekend of March 8th, March 9th, I took it to normally I don't like wash myself, but I took it to a car wash that can deal with these heavier or taller trucks. I wanted the frame wash, that kind of thing. That was about a half hour away, so that was the furthest ride this thing has had in a long time. Did another half-hour drive with it now. Just half hour into my drive back here, we've put a total of, nah, I can't do that because I didn't get fuel. I thought I was going to be able to, never mind. But definitely running correctly right now. So we'll see how long this holds. But I did some passes. I think I showed you a video of like quarter, maybe up to a half throttle, which was way more than full throttle with the engine light on. So we're running good right now. Now the question is this problem an actual physical problem? Just a little bit of acceleration here. There's usually a cop that hides out right past this house with this mailbox. Let's see if he's tucked in here or not. I don't want to really show my phone to him if he's tucked in here. Right to the left here. Nope, he is not there. Yeah, so anyway, we'll see what, you know, if this thing comes back, or if, you know, maybe it was just a glitch. Maybe it's more of a tuning software glitch. This light's staying green, so let's roll into this a little bit. Yeah, we're like barely 50. We're doing over 55 with under 1,500 RPMs up that hill. Sorry, I just don't want to drive too fast if there's cops in parking lots and stuff over here. But I think that's definitely running correctly. A lot of power on tap for this thing right now. So the question begins: will this hold? So we did about 25-ish miles, about a half hour, maybe 28 miles, something like that. With it running perfectly. We'll run it throughout the week, let it sit a day or two here or there. It's not a fuel issue, which is good. You know, hopefully it's a warrantyable issue. Hopefully it's not an issue at all. Hopefully it's not a mechanical issue, like a physical issue with a part, and they just, I don't know, the truck got a bad read, and maybe or it's a stupid sensor or something like that. I'm gonna keep my appointment. I have to swap these snow tires out. Honestly, I gotta call them too, because I think I want to get this on the alignment rack. I want them to do an alignment with the tires that get put on this thing. So it's at least going in for that, and then you know, have them check this out, see what they think of this. You know, maybe they can hook this up to their computers, see is this an issue, like, do they think this is an issue that'll come back again or not. Now's the time though for a repair, because I'm gonna need this truck. This truck's gonna be hooked to a trailer. It's gonna be working, I don't know, 5 out of 7 days a week, but, or it's, you know, I was going 7 out of 7 days a week last year. I'm trying to cut back 2 days this year. One of those days will probably be a weekend day of working, but possibly like taking a Monday off or something like that. We'll see what happens. But anyway, my point being is I don't want to have downtime with this truck. I can't have downtime with this truck once we get to mid-April. So this has got to get sorted out now. It is the time. If it's gonna have a problem, I don't want it to have a problem, but if we're gonna have problems, now's the time to have a problem, get it sorted out. But as you can see, at least right now, we have no check engine. We cleared the codes. They did keep the codes at the dealer to you know, to refer to for you know, for a potential repair if it needs one, or, you know, who knows, hopefully it's nothing. The more I think about it, I'm really hoping it's nothing. I was actually pretty worried earlier in the week, but I think we might be okay. But I pay attention here and not hit my own car. But anyway, we'll stay tuned, see how everything is, but it's a beautiful sight having no check engine light. That rhymes. Have a good weekend, everybody. Peace. All right, well, you can see my little check engine light friend is back. It is Sunday, March 23rd. So Friday I brought this thing to the dealer. I didn't have an appointment, but I have an appointment coming up. I just didn't have it Friday. But they wanted to come and scan the codes, and they cleared it. They wanted to know if it would go away, or if it would. Obviously, the light would go away, but if the light would come back, basically, they wanted to know if the derate would go away, because it was in a derate kind of mode, not in a limp mode, but it was probably. I'm gonna guess it felt like, I don't know. Maybe it was on 2/3 power or whatever, so it probably put itself in like that cabin chassis tune, is what I would guess. But this fucking person is doing 20 miles an hour. But I would show you, because I think as of right now I still have full power. I was trying to find out. It's hard to know when there are cars in front of you all the time. But I was trying to let a gap form and get on it just a little bit, not like floor it per se, but just get on the torque. I did get it into about 30 pounds of boost before, so and it was cooking. So I think we're okay power wise. Tomorrow's Monday. It goes in a week from tomorrow, so they did tell me I could drive it. I might take it just here and there just to drive it around, see if it'll probably not clear on its own. Actually, in a way I'm glad, because if it just went away, if they cleared it and it never came back again, you know, you could chalk it up to a fluke, or you could be like, hey, you know, something might be going on behind the scenes, and it just, you know, gets worse. Or, you know, but thankfully in this case it came back, which is almost a blessing. Hopefully it's covered under the powertrain. I think it's under the emissions warranty, which I believe on this truck is 80,000 miles, so I believe I'm out of it. The good news is the part itself is cheap. It's only like $100, maybe a couple $100 at most. So that's good. I mean, you know, it's a DEF injector. It's not a fuel injector. It's not the actual injectors when it comes to diesels, but it was it's a DEF injector. So, you know, what that entails, though, I have to look up. I have no idea if that's just like an easy pop it in, pop it out kind of deal, or if that's like, I don't know, the whole DEF system kind of worries me. But I do know that every issue I had in this truck, I've had no issues except for DEF related issues. I had a DEF heater constantly stay on during the summertime. It was heating the DEF, which was causing the truck to kind of die. Not die, but just die when parked. So there's that. then this issue were my only kind of check engine lights. I did have a coolant leak, but that was because I took a rock through one of the radiators. So that's, you know, that's more of a damage kind of thing, that's not on the truck, that's not its fault. Other than that, I've done brakes, I've done, let's see, I'm gonna get on a little bit going up the block, not too much because it's a quiet block and I hate when people speed, but yeah, all right, let me hop off this. But it definitely does have full power as of now, so that's good. That's good. Anyway, people are looking at me as I drive like a jerk up the block. Ooh, watch the bush, Mike. Anyway, I'm curious though, because when I took my reader to this the last time, it was giving me different codes than Ford got after driving it, after I drove it. So I'm curious to see if I throw my scanner on this, will I get the same code that Ford got, or will it be something completely different? Honestly, this thing has no idea what it wants to do. It's flashing different codes, we'll see. But anyway, stay tuned.